All right, friends, here we are. It is a Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock, the current time. I'm meteorologist Trevor Birchett. We are live on ABC24 Plus, our streaming platform. We're also on Facebook and YouTube right now for the latest updates on last night's winter storm and the impact it's going to continue to have for the next few days. We're also going to have this on a replay through the day, so if you're not watching live at 9 a.m., you could be watching it a little bit later on today. I will have the Facebook comments pulled up, so if you have any questions about what's going on out there on the roadways, feel free to put them down in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to do my best to answer them. First of all, I want to talk about our snow totals. Forecast for us at ABC24 was pretty much as expected. Higher totals were mainly off to the north. Covington right now is the winner with an official report of 3.5 inches of snow. Now, the further south you go, as expected, those totals get a little less. Germantown, about 2.5. Memphis, officially at the airport, about 1.5 inches of snow. Arlington, though, almost 2 inches. And then out in McNairy County, a report of about 1 inch of snow. We're still waiting on those official reports to continue to come in, and as we get more snow totals, we will, of course, continue to pass them along to you. I do want to show you some fun pictures at first before we get into the road conditions and the forecast. This was Charlie in Cordova, the husky outside enjoying the snow and the cold. He might be the only living thing enjoying this cold weather, but it seems like he is having a good time in his natural habitat. Thank you for a viewer for sending that in to us. This is from Ashley in Dyersburg, and this is what a lot of the roads are still looking like this morning. You can see that we have several inches of snow covering the ground there in Dyersburg, and this is pretty much what most of the roads look like in Memphis and across the Mid-South as well. This is from down in Hernando, a little bit less snow down there, but still about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches in Hernando. Thanks to Stacy for sharing that with us. And Philip from Midtown Memphis, right there at Overton Square, looking toward the east, you see snow covering the roofs and the roads there as well. If you do have photos or videos of the weather, we would love to see them, and we'd love to keep the reports coming in. This was not a huge winter storm, so we don't have a lot of people going out with the ruler to measure it, but the National Weather Service is really looking for reports. So if you can take the time to grab the ruler, head out in front and measure it, take a picture of it, you can text it to this number on your screen. It's 901-321-7520, and we can pass that along on air. We can also share it with the National Weather Service so they can get those reports. I do want to get you an update on the road conditions, though. If you have to head out this morning, things are not ideal. I want to show you some live cameras around the Memphis metro area. This is your TDOT camera network. So up in the top left here, you're looking at 55 in Holmes. And you see we have had a lane that's managed to get open there. And it's the same story on I-40 near Jackson Avenue. It seems like 55 is clearing up at least one lane, and then I-40 around the north side seems to be pretty clear at this time as well. 385 is not great. 385 seems to be where we've had a lot of trouble this morning with that sleet and snow mix still kind of out on the roadways. And then this is 240 in Getwell. Someone was in the chat asking about 240 near the airport. You can see there are some lanes open on 240, but the side streets, but Getwell, that's Getwell, the overpass right there, is still pretty much covered with snow and sleet. This is down in North Mississippi, 55 in Rasco, trying to clear up a little bit, but you see that for the most part, the interstate is still covered in sleet and snow. We have major issues as of 9 a.m. on Interstate 55 between South Haven and Hernando. 55, I would pretty much consider it closed right now because of how many crashes we have on that stretch, especially right there by the Landers Center and then headed south to Pleasant Hill Road. 55 is a mess right now. Stay off of that. We also have crashes on Interstate 269 in DeSoto County between Lewisburg and Malone Road, and several crashes working right now on Lamar Avenue in Memphis between Shelby Drive and Winchester. So the thing is with these road conditions is you're going to have some roads that are a little easier easier to drive on. I was coming to work this morning at about midnight, and I took the Interstate 40 north side loop up toward Hollywood and Watkins. And what I found is that it was almost like a powder that I was driving on. If I wasn't careful, I could slip just a little bit. But if you're maintaining a speed and taking it slow and giving yourself plenty of room, you can kind of manage it a little bit if you are going very slow. The problem is we have a lot of people that are getting a little too confident. They're driving a little more quickly, and that's when they start to spin around just a little bit. So if you have to be out today, you have to go extremely slowly as you can, 20, 25 miles an hour max. I know this wasn't a lot of snow, but it was mixed in with some of that sleet, and that has made things a little more tricky to drive on this morning. And again, this is really not going to go much of anywhere today. Of course, crews are going to be out treating, salting, trying to clear up some of the main roads, but things are going to be tricky on the roadways for the next few days. This is your forecast for your Wednesday. Snow will end. We do still have some light flurries out there now, but I don't expect any more accumulation. I don't expect snow totals to increase anymore. Just some snow blowing around, some light flurries. We only get to 25 degrees this afternoon under a mostly cloudy sky. So again, little melting, pretty much no melting at all. Whatever's out there is going to stay with us for today and for tonight. And this is when our focus is going to shift a little bit from the snow and sleet that is causing issues on the roadways, but we're going to have to add in the dangerous cold weather. This is your actual temperature for tonight. 7 in Dyersburg, 8 in Covington, 9 in Forest City, 11 in Oxford, 12 in Corinth, and 10 in Memphis. So this is that dangerous kind of cold tonight, and really for tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. The next 2 days are still weather impact alert days because of the impact of the extreme cold and also from the road issues that are going to continue with temperatures that are staying this cold. Everything's just going to kind of stay frozen for a while. So check in on your people. Make sure your friends, your family, your neighbors, especially the elderly, have somewhere warm to go. Warming centers are open. We have those details on our website right now at ABC24.com. Your pets, you have to keep them warm and bring them inside. And also your pipes. This is that kind of weather that can definitely burst some pipes. So we're going to keep an eye on that and more details on that here in just a little bit. Your wind chill, again, this afternoon really does not get above 12 degrees. It's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, and it's really going to cut through any layer that you have. So even if you do try to layer up, it's still going to be bitterly cold with that wind chill near 12. Watch what happens tomorrow morning. Now, I've got a lot of questions about going back to school and going back to work. The roads will probably not get much better than they are now. So take that for what you will. If your road is bad today, it's probably going to be bad tomorrow and probably going to be bad for Friday morning as well. And we're not going to see much improvement, and it's just going to get colder. This is your wind chill early tomorrow morning. If you do get back to school, if you do have to work tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up to -1 degree on the wind chill tomorrow. -8 is what it's going to feel like in Dyersburg, -3 in Clarksdale. Just a miserable, blustery, cold wind through the day tomorrow. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we really only get up the wind chill to single digits in most of the Mid-South. So for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, we are bitterly cold. We get down to 10 degrees tomorrow morning, wind chills below 0 as you're starting off your Thursday. We will have sunshine Thursday, but it's kind of going to be decorative, as we like to say. It's just going to look pretty. It's not going to feel pretty because it only gets to 23 degrees. Now, Thursday night, another cold one. We're going to get all the way back down to 12 degrees for your low temperature Thursday night and Friday, and then nearly freezing on Friday. We'll get to 32 Friday afternoon with sunshine, but back to 19 for Saturday morning. So keep dripping your faucets. Now through Saturday morning, keep those faucets dripping and keep taking those cold weather precautions because this is going to be with us for a few days. A lot of this sleet and snow probably won't start to melt really until Saturday afternoon. Now, in some spots, of course, they're going to go down the roadways. They're going to put some sleet down or some salt down on the sleet, and they're going to plow a little bit. That could clear up some of the main roads, but your sidewalk, your driveways, that's not going to melt here probably until Saturday. So we're going to stay dangerously cold here for the next couple of days, at least through Friday and Saturday. So make sure you are dripping your faucets. I promise you, you do not want a burst pipe. You want to keep those faucets dripping a steady drip, not a drip, 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 but you want one pencil width stream of continuous flow on all of your faucets. And then also open your cabinet doors beneath your sink to expose those pipes. That allows some of the heat from your house to get into those pipes. And of course, make sure your hose bibs are covered on the outside of your home. And that'll help protect those outdoor spigots and outdoor pipes from freezing. I do want to take one more check of the roadways for those of you that are watching live. Again, it's 9:10 right now on Wednesday morning. So these road conditions could change a little bit through the day. This is just how things set as of 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Again, most of the interstates, you're going to have a lane or two that's open. Don't get too confident because there still could be slick spots even in an open lane. Look at 385 in Riverdale now, pretty much still covered in ice, especially on your overpasses. It's the same thing on Getwell right now. Cars are trying to make it, but that is slick right there. If you're not careful, you can easily spin around and slide out. And really the same situation in North Mississippi. I told you we've had several serious crashes on I-55 northbound and southbound between South Haven and Hernando. Got a crash on 269 right now. We had a crash on I-22 near Byhalia, and Lamar Avenue in Memphis is a mess right now from Shelby Drive up to Winchester. I mean, look at these cars, how slow they're going on 55. They're going very slowly, but we've had so many crashes in that area because even though there's a little bit of sleet on top, you might be able to get a little bit of traction. There's slick stuff underneath it. So once you get going, if you need to slow down, it's going to take you a longer time to slow down. That's why the best bet is to just stay home. If you have to get out like we do, take it extremely slow, 20, 25 miles an hour max, and leave plenty of room between you and the car in front of you. So just kind of give you the lay of the land of the 7-day forecast here. Today and tomorrow, both weather impact days. We're going to get down to 10 degrees for your low tonight, 23 with sunshine tomorrow, and then 12 for tomorrow night. So we're going to stay below freezing now through Friday afternoon. Even Friday afternoon, we only get up to 32 degrees with sunshine, so that's not going to allow for a ton of this to melt. It might feel a little better to us, but this snow and sleet mix is not going to melt a whole lot Friday. Bitterly cold again Friday night, down to 19 degrees for your low temperature. Then we start the climb. Sunshine and 42 Saturday. That's when we'll really start to see stuff clear up. We might see a little bit of improvement each day, but it'll be Saturday before things get to a little bit more back to normal. 51 degrees with sunshine Sunday, and then look at next week, almost a little bit like spring. Sunshine for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the 60s, nearly 70 degrees by next Tuesday. So if you're sick of the cold weather already like I am, at least you have next week to look forward to. Things do look a little bit better as we look ahead to the beginning and middle portion of next week. But for the next few days, bitter cold, below freezing. That means all that stuff's going to stay frozen on the ground. Check in on your friends and neighbors. Make sure they're doing okay. Make sure they're staying warm. Don't forget your pets and your pipes as well. Make sure you're dripping those faucets and try to prevent a burst pipe as well. We'll have more updates through the day wherever you're streaming now, whether it's the ABC24 Plus app for Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV. We have an app there if you want to download it for your TV. We're also on YouTube and Facebook, and we're also on the ABC24 app all the time. Just search ABC24 in your App Store or Google Play. You can watch the latest live stream, the latest forecast. You can also get the interactive radar and the latest hour-by-hour and 7-day forecast right in the palm of your hand. I'm going to sign off for now. I'm meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay home if you can.